For the very first time since 1994, the United States is sending not a diplomat, but a declared enemy of the ANC to Pretoria. A man who has described the ruling party in this country as a terrorist organization and who had been an anti-ANC activist since the 1980s is now about to step onto South African soil as America's official ambassador. And now this firebrand, handpicked by Donald Trump, is bound for Pretoria, where his political presence has the potential to pose a very real threat to the ideology that has allowed the ANC to destroy South Africa for decades. L. Brent Bosel III is best known as a conservative writer and activist, and as the founder of the Media Research Center, an organization whose mission is to expose liberal bias in media reports. In March of this year, Donald Trump surprised the world by nominating him as the new US ambassador to South Africa. And the nomination comes amid a backdrop of escalating US criticism of South African land reform laws, as well as its perceived alignment with non-Western powers and differences pertaining to the ongoing conflicts in Gaza and in the Ukraine. It was quite significant when Bosel was nominated by Trump almost immediately after the US expelled the South African ambassador in Washington at the time, Ibrahim Rasool. Indeed, Bosel's nomination signals a radical break with political tradition in the US, in the sense that, unlike ambassadors generally tend to be, he is no career diplomat, but rather comes from the world of conservative activism. In today's video, we will highlight why the nomination of this particular ambassador, who is now finally on the verge of assuming office in Pretoria, constitutes much more than a mere break with tradition. In fact, Bosel's appointment in Pretoria, which we have now been anticipating for months, is bound to reshape our entire geopolitical landscape and US-South Africa relations. This week, Bosel faced the final hurdle he has to pass before assuming office, appearing for his confirmation hearing in front of the United States Senate's Foreign Relations Committee. Once the Senate votes to approve his nomination, he can finally be formally appointed and sworn in as the US ambassador to South Africa. However, during the meeting, Bosel was grilled by Democrat senators concerning his views on South Africa, on race relations in this country, and the issues of farm murders and white genocide. In his initial testimony before the Foreign Relations Committee, he confirmed that he would be prioritizing US President Donald Trump's call for the South African government to rescind its support for the expropriation of private property without compensation, and that he will advance the president's invitation to Afrikaners who wish to flee unjust racial discrimination in this country. It is quite telling then that, based upon his commitment to defend things as basic as private property rights and against unjust discrimination, liberal Democratic senators would interrogate him with completely absurd questions, such as whether he believes black people should have the right to vote. Yet, this is exactly what Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut asked him during this week's hearing. Take a look at this.
Would you support reinstituting laws in this country to only allow white people to vote?
Senator, I'm going to serve as ambassador to South Africa, and I'm going to focus on that.
You will not share your personal views on whether it is right or wrong to reinstitute discriminatory policies in this country to prevent black people from voting?
Senator, my personal views are irrelevant. I am serving here to do what the president is asking me to do in South Africa.
This is the type of ludicrous scrutiny that conservative appointments face when they challenge the liberal post-World War II international consensus and challenges the narratives that are keeping criminal organizations such as the ANC in power. And of course, this gets right to the heart of why leftist senators such as Murphy follow this absurd line of questioning. It is because Bosel threatens their political allies in South Africa, the very government that is running this country into the ground. For this reason, Bosel was specifically asked by the Democrat senator from Maryland, Chris Van Hollen, about his support for the ANC.
The whole issue of South Africa is not new to you. And back in the 1980s, I happened to be a staff member on this committee when this committee passed the comprehensive anti-apartheid legislation, sanctions against South Africa. As I look at your comments from that period, you were not supportive of that effort. Is that a fair characterization of your statement? I'm being very broad.
I'm not aware of what you did, Senator, but I can tell you what our position was as conservatives back in the 1980s. ANC and Nelson Mandela at that time were aligned with the Soviet Union, which was the biggest threat to peace in the world and the mortal enemy of the United States. As such, we were in opposition.
Now, unfortunately, Bosel does go on to sign the praise of Mandela later in that hearing, but the very reason why he was asked to publicly voice his support for the ANC government is because back in 1987, when he served as president of the National Conservative Political Action Committee, he wrote a letter to Howard Phillips, who served as the president of the Conservative Caucus at this time, in which he stated that he is proud to become a member of the coalition against ANC terrorism, and in which he rejected even the conservative leader Reagan's government's negotiations with terrorists, such as the then president of the ANC, Oliver Tambo. And now, nearly 3 decades later, Bosel is on track to soon land at the airport named after the very man he condemned as leader of a terrorist organization back in 1987. To serve as the ambassador of the United States, the most powerful nation on the planet, in a country run by that very terrorist organization as he described. This is a truly phenomenal and unprecedented political development that is bound to shake up the political landscape of South Africa completely. In fact, although there have been Republican-affiliated US ambassadors in Pretoria in the past, Bosel will be the first hard right-wing ambassador with a strong background in conservative politics representing America in this country since 1994. In a country where conservative politics have often been declared dead and irrelevant, I mean, the only party against the ANC that people vote for is the very liberal DA. Conservatives and even Afrikaner nationalists will now suddenly have one of the most influential political voices in Pretoria. And so, with Bosel's arrival, the stage is set for some of the most explosive diplomatic fireworks this country has ever seen, and it at least seen in the last few decades. Washington is no longer sending a polite bureaucrat to quietly nod through Pretoria's ideological games. It's sending a man who once openly accused the ANC of being a terrorist organization. That alone ensures that every word, every press statement, and every political or policy exchange between the two governments will carry an edge to it. Bosel's unapologetic opposition to the ANC's Marxist roots, its land seizure policies, which is part and parcel of the ANC's National Democratic Revolution and had been ANC policy since almost their very start, and its alignment with foreign authoritarian regimes like Russia and Iran, means that he will not be playing the role of a neutral observer. Expect direct confrontations over South Africa's continued defense of Hamas, its silence on Zimbabwe's human rights abuse, and its participation in anti-Western policies with BRICS alliances. As the United States intensifies its pressure on Ramaphosa's government through trades and sanctions and diplomatic channels, Bosel is very likely to become the face of that pressure in Pretoria. His mission will not merely be to represent Washington, but to challenge the ideological hegemony that has allowed the ANC to destroy South Africa under the guise of so-called liberation. And so, in a strange twist of history, the man who once declared himself a proud member of the coalition against ANC terrorism will now walk into the Union buildings as America's official envoy, not to appease, but to confront. This new appointment in Pretoria is only one of the ways in which America is positioning itself in opposition to the ANC. Check out our latest video, for example, on how the United States is investigating Cyril Ramaphosa for links to terrorist organizations in Iran by simply clicking on the link appearing on your screen right now. It is a very interesting video. And consider supporting our work by becoming a paid member of the Willem Petscher Group. It's only through your help that we can keep going, keep making these videos and change the hearts and minds of people. Goodbye and God bless.